Hello everybody, welcome to Cyber Ducky, and today we gonna cover day 3, what I have been learning on day 3. So I'm gonna review the VLANs and IEEE 802.1q. So why VLANs? First let's talk about that. So let's say we have a network switch and we have ports, then we have a PC, so it's connected to port 1, then we have one more PC connected to port 2. So by default all these ports are in VLAN 1. So VLAN 1 means VLAN basically means virtual LAN. That's why VLAN. So what is by default you will see in any network switch, especially the manageable switches, it will come with by default VLAN 1. VLAN 1. It's called native VLAN as well. So what gonna happen is that, let's say if this all in VLAN 1 example, this one is another PC, belongs to maybe some confidential informations are stored here, only people, particular clearance people only want to access this. Let's say PC 4, this one 3, this one 2, this one 1. So if it's all in VLAN 1 and they are able to access from PC 1 to PC 4, PC 3, they all can access each other. Not only that, what else happen is that the broadcast domain, which when they have each port, when a PC send a broadcast, it will go to all the ports. So all the ports connected will be received. So meaning if PC 1 send broadcast packets, so it will go to all of these 3 people. Instead of sending only for 2, it will send for all the people within the VLAN. So that's why we create a new VLAN 2 and we put this PC and this PC in that. So this will help to reduce the broadcast domain to keep within the VLAN. If virtual VLAN, right? VLANs are virtual LAN. Then it will apply some kind of a security that nobody who's only in whoever is within that VLAN only can access those informations. So meaning to say that PC 4 and PC 3 is the only PC systems they can talk to each other, not 4. This is a very foundational kind of a security. It's not the it's not enough. We need to just do more. If you want to put some control, maybe you need to put access control if you have a firewall between these two. So it's a very advanced topic. So when VLAN is a very foundational one, so it's a foundational like a segregation. So now we already talk about what is the VLAN and what is the purpose of it. So why we need IEEE 802.1q. So why it comes to picture. Let's say we have a situation where we need to add one more switch. Maybe now we don't have enough port and we are expanding the business. Let's say we bought another switch with 4 ports and we want PC 5 and let's say PC 6. So I want to connect here and we need them to talk to these systems as well here. So the green need to talk to green and the blue need to talk to blue. The problem is we don't have connectivity. So let's say we put a connection from here to here. In what one of the thing we need to take note is that usually in Cisco especially, every network port can be in two kind of a configuration. One is access, one is trunk. So difference between access and trunk is the access port allows to connect endpoints. So meaning the PCs will be PCs, or any endpoint, printers, anything, any of those kind of things will only connect to the access point, and access point can be only to so the endpoints connect to access VLAN, access port configurations. Access port means visually we will put in a VLAN, right? So again, just to reiterate that, summarize, you have two configuration. One is access equal to A, and one is equal to T is trunk. So what access does is, in a network, in a switch, the port will be assigned to particular VLAN. Say VLAN 1 mean access port equal to VLAN 1. So VLAN 1. So this means whoever in VLAN 1 need to be connected to this particular port. If you are trunk, which means equal to many VLANs. Sorry about this. Equal to many VLANs. So if you understand here, what we are doing is since we want to connect two switches and we have VLAN 1 and VLAN 2, so we need to send them across, right? So then only the PC3 can talk to PC1. So in this scenario, we need to make this particular link to, maybe let's say different color. This one should be trunk. So VLAN 1 and VLAN 2 is allowed to go. Okay, so let's do it in practical and see how things works. Before we go to practical, let me highlight something, which is when we talk about trunks, when we talk about IEEE 802.1q, right? So there are a few configuration in Cisco switch, like when a port, when you configure, they have access with port, then we have trunk, then there are other configuration like auto, desire, all those things. So always remember that if, let's say, we have one switch here, switch 1, and switch 2, those are connected, but if this port is access and this port is access, we can only send one VLAN. It can be VLAN 1, 2, 3 is only to 1. But if it be trunk, then only it can send multiple VLAN. On top of that, if this port is access and if this port is trunk, it will not work. So it has to be, both sides need to be configured as a trunk, then only the VLANs will travel between these two switches. Let's do the configuration and let's see in the next video. So this is our lab. We'll be using GNS3 today because I think it's easy to set up the endpoints in GNS3 is more easier than Cisco CML. Okay, so we have two switches, which is switch 1 and this is switch 2, and we are planning to have two VLANs, which is VLAN 10 and VLAN 20 in both sides. So both switch will have the same VLANs, and we're gonna connect PC1 2 in VLAN 1, and number 4 is connected to VLAN 10 also. So meaning to say, if these two system not only able to talk to each other, and they should be able to talk to here, and the same way 3 should be on the switch 1, but should be able to connect to 5 and 6. Okay, let's start this. So first I need to connect them 0, 3, 0, 1, and 0, 2. Okay, same thing I'll do. 0, 3, 0, 1, 0, 3. Then I'm gonna connect gig 0 to gig 0 and start. Yes, so this will take some time to start. Yep, so I already opened the switch 1, and I'm opening switch 2 also using console. Then I change the view. Let me quickly change global configuration to traditional. Font size is 16. Yeah. Yes. So if you see, both switches are in the same name. So let me change the names. But if you see here in the bar is 1 and 2. So just to be more easier, let me change the name. For that, I need to go to enable mode. Then I change to config T, which means configuration terminal. Now I say host name switch 1. So we know we are working on switch 1. I do the same thing. En config host name switch 2. All right. I go to switch 1, create VLAN 10 and 20. VLAN 10, exit. VLAN 20, exit. Show VLAN. This one you're gonna do, so I go back again, show VLAN brief. Yeah, so we see 2 VLANs are already there. The next is I go here. If you want to do show VLAN brief, we don't see 10 and 20. VLAN 10, exit. VLAN 20, exit. Then again we can do show VLAN brief. If you don't want to exit, go back. So we got already the first thing first. So we got these 2 VLANs done. So we know we have 2 systems. Let me a little bit move this one. Yep, we have 2 systems in this switch 1, which is PC1 and PC2 should be in VLAN 1. So for that, first we need to know which port it's connected. So in GNS3 you can check over there. It says PC1 is connected to PC1 is connected to 3/0 and PC2 connected to 3/1. Okay, let's go to switch 1. Config T again, interface. I use range because it's easy for me. I can just configure one time instead of doing many times. It was 3/0 switch port mode access, because we need to make sure this port is connected to an X endpoint. So that's why we are using the command mode access. Then we say switch port access. You know, when we talked about the access should be the one dedicated VLAN which we want to connect the systems. So here I say 10. So sorry, VLAN 10. So now is in VLAN 10. Then I go exit. then I say interface gig slash did I made a, give me a moment, I think I forgot. Oh, I made a mistake. In the range I never put the to interface, so I need to redo it again. So the range command, if I want example, now I want to configure /0 and 3/0 and 3/1. So I should put 1. I forgot that one. So again I configure switch port mode access switch port access VLAN 10. Now is both interfaces 3/0 and 3/1, both of them are in access VLAN. Now we know we need to do 3/2 in a VLAN 20. So for that I can say, or I can exit, then say interface gig 3/2 switch port access VLAN switch port mode access v access, then switch port access VLAN 20. So we can go back and say show run configuration interface gig 3/0. So 3/0 is connected to PC1 and it shows we are in VLAN 10. Then we can do the same thing. Sorry, we need to do the same thing for 1. It's also 10. Then we go for the 2 is 20. So this part is settled. So just to let's go to switch 2. We already created the VLANs, and we can go back here and we can see again how it connected from the 3/0. You can see connected to PC4, and 3/1 and 3/2s are connected to PC5 and 6. Based on our design, network design, we need to configure 4 in VLAN 10 and 24, these two PC5 and 6. So basically again, once we look at again our connectivity diagram here and here in the switch, it shows that we are connected to /0 connected to PC4, so it should be VLAN 10, and /1 and 2 should be connected to VLAN 20. So then only they can talk to VLAN 20, PC3 over there. Okay, let's do that. So again we already in the configuration mode, interface gig 3/0 switch mode access switch access VLAN 1. Then we exit again interface range this time, because again we're using range, because instead of going inside one interface by I configuring the VLAN 20, I just combine both the interface gig 3/1 and /2. This way it makes more easier and faster to configure, so we can save time. VLAN should be 20. So again we can do the same thing. Yep, I had a wrong key. Okay, again go back to config. We need to check what is the configuration running, right? So running interface gig 3/0 x VLAN 0. So there's 3 connected to port PC4 and VLAN 10. Then we go for 1 should be 20, 2 should be 20. Done. So this part is done. Let me quickly configure the IP address of the systems. Let me show how to do that. Meanwhile, so we know we need to be configured 1 here and 10.2 here and 10.3 here. So for that, right click, take the console and type IP 10.10.1. automatically it will go for /24, which is 255.255 subnet. That's fine. And I go here again and do the same thing, IP 10.1.10.2. looks for duplicate, then again it's configured. Then I go to this one, number 3, which is should be 20.1. okay, so IP 10.20.1. okay, and let me do the same thing for here, IP 10.3. duplicate is not there. This one is okay, this one 3, this one 2. okay, console IP 10.10.2.3. yep, and last one IP 10.10.20.2. yeah, so we have configured all the IP address for all these switches, sorry, the systems, according to the network diagram or design. So let's see from 1 can we reach. Okay, let's do the ping test. So ping is basically the connectivity test. So if you can get a reply by pinging to 2, so we are getting a reply. So if you see like this, it means able to reply. If you see like this, means no reply. So it says not reachable, 3 is not reachable, but 2 is can. And if you go to 3 and let's try, because it's in VLAN 20 dash, it need to reach to 3, sorry, 3, no, hey, sorry, I need typing. Not reachable. Okay, let me, okay, so the reason in here is that these interfaces are not configured, right? So we need to see which interface we need to use for connect between two switches is gig 0/0. So go back again to this one, and we know how to see the configurations, right, in interface. Okay, this says auto negotiation, and this side also show running interface gig 0/ say auto negotiation. So to become a trunk, it has to be trunk, then only it will work. It will be able to forward all the VLANs we created between two switches. At the moment there is nothing, so if you want to double check again, you can run show run interface trunk, so it's 0, nothing. Okay, let's see how to configure this. First we go again, config t interface gig /0/0. I think we need to enable this one is, okay, let's try to configure access trunk, right? So let's go switch port mode. We saw before we had access, we use, then we have trunk. So let's try to do trunk. Yeah, so again this rejected because it says encapsulation auto, so it doesn't come. So for to change encapsulation, switch mode encapsulation, I think we need to use switch mode trunk encapsulation, is it? Yeah, so we need to use encapsulation .1q 802.1q, but they put in the command is .1q, but if you can see here is a trunk encapsulation is okay. It already give the interface only used this encapsulation method. There is other encapsulation called ISL, which is only Cisco proprietary Cisco technology, so it will not work if you have two different technology or two different vendors. It will not work, so you need to use .1q. Okay, .1q enable, and let's see if we can put switch mode trunk. Yeah, this one put trunk, but I don't think so the trunk is up, because it's up already. The reason it's up because it says auto the mode, that's why it up, but this may work for now. The good news is it's working. So but to be in network, we always need to hardcore sometimes things, so that in future we don't get into the trouble. But let's try one thing. Since it's auto, config t interface gig, switch mode, switch port trunk, encapsulation, negotiation, dynamic, just say mode dynamic. Now I think it's in dynamic auto. Yeah, so one thing to take note is that, let's say this side is auto, that's what we saw earlier also, this side also auto, then there'll be no any trunk will be formed. As long as if it is not auto or excess, then there'll be no any trunk form. So anyway, I'm gonna change this to trunk encapsulation .1q, because I want .1q. show interface trunk. Yeah, no, it is okay. One more thing. Okay, now we can say show running interface gig is encapsulation. Okay, again the auto negotiation is there, but it's meaning it's still okay. But the things we need when we troubleshoot, we need to just make sure that both sides are in the same configuration. Like one side is maybe trunk, and other side is excess, it will not come up. Then both sides has to be trunk and trunk, then only we can send like show interface trunk. We can see the this, what do you call, the VLANs will be traveling from. So this, based on this information, what we know is that this VLAN 1, VLAN 10 and 20 is allowed to go. By that means we should be able to reach 3. 1 and 2 should be able to reach 3. So let's try. Yeah, see, start working now, because there. So if we go here, show MAC address table, you'll be able to see. Yeah, you see all the VLANs. So you can see the MAC addresses are coming. So in the MAC address we can see /03 is VLAN, so this is the one is connecting. The rest of the VLAN 10 are coming from /0. So basically they are coming from this interface. So this is the broad summary of VLANs and IEEE 802.1 review. So this is what I have learned for today, and tomorrow I will try to go a little bit more advanced topics like VTP and all these things. Then I will try to make a review video for you guys so that you can watch my video and learn something, you know. And again, thank you for your time. Have a great day.